Hello everyone, and today we are back for another top 5 video, and we will be talking about the top 5 ways to improve Loomian Legacy raids. Loomian Legacy just added the raid mechanics into the game just a week ago, and it's extremely fun to play. The raids are tough, the loot is awesome, and the difficulty for each raid is really nice. But with this new mechanic being added to the game, there are a few ways to improve it for future raids. Here are my 5 ideas on how to improve raids. Time trials. Adding a feature like time trials can really help add replayability for the raids. You can add this for every difficulty and try it over and over again to see if you can get a better time. You can even contact other larger content creators and do a fun community event like whoever beats the Nightmare raid in the lowest amount of time, you could win a rare Loomian. Yes, I know Armenti is doing his Armenti Eaglet giveaway. That I know that is a thing, but adding a timer onto the raids can make it so other players don't have to use a timer themselves. Even better, you can add awards after beating a raid at a certain time. Like, for example, getting 3 power fruits after beating Nightmare mode in under 5 minutes as an example. Adding time trials to raids would be a feature that would add so much to the raid, and it would be a feature that wouldn't require that much work to add. So hopefully, this feature does get added soon. Add more players per raid. This feature is obvious, and it's making it so you can add more players into your raid. One of the biggest disappointments about this mechanic is the fact that you can only have 2 players in a raid. That isn't that good. So I have an idea. Make it so you can have at least 4 players join into a raid. This would be huge, as this can make massive teams of people work together in order to deal with the raid better. Adding more players into the raids, though, will result into Nightmare raids becoming too easy. So I have a simple fix for that. My fix would be is that if there are 3+ players, make the raid boss harder by adding more bars or by making it bulkier. This gives us the best of both worlds. You can either raid by yourself, raid with an NPC, while also having an option to raid with more of your friends. And the difficulty of that raid depends on 1, the difficulty to pick, 2, the number of players that joins your raid, and 3, the team everyone brings. I think adding more players into the raids is a must-bring feature for this mechanic, and I hope it does get added on the next raid that they do. Make raids a permanent mechanic. This raid is tied to the Easter event, and while that is cool, when the Easter event ends, what happens to the raid mechanic? Will these only show up in future events? Because if that happens, that would actually be kind of lame. I hope Llama Train Studios makes these raids accessible at any time. Event, non-event, at any time, you should be able to participate in raids. Here's my plan. Make raids happen at any time. Every week, have an extremely powerful Loomian that you need to battle. And then after that week, keep the same system but add a different Loomian that you can battle. Not only would this give us something different to battle every week, but this could tide us over during long update droughts, like Part 2 taking a year to come out. Any permanent feature that adds more replayability to the game is always nice. It would make your players stay in that game for longer. Hopefully, these raids are not just an event thing and will be a feature that stays in the game throughout its entire life cycle. Add more difficulty options. Right now, there are only 3 difficulty options: easy, normal, and nightmare. But I feel like more difficulty options could be nice. Each difficulty is ranked by a star system, and the more stars that there are, the harder it is. If I were the one making all the difficulties, this would be what I would do. Having beginner difficulty is nice because that would give us a raid that is a little challenging for the very beginners, while also being very easy to grind off of. Easy and normal will stay the same, but hard will be a difficulty in between normal and nightmare. This difficulty will be extremely challenging, but this wouldn't be ridiculously challenging, unlike Nightmare. Each difficulty will have their own loot tables, and adding new difficulties can make the players decide what difficulty they want to play. Not only this would make the game healthier, but there would be more beginners playing the easier raids, which would make more of your player base participate in this mechanic, which in effect will make more players play the game. Add daily and weekly missions. This feature would be huge, but adding daily and weekly missions for the raids will add so much more replayability to your game. Not only will the players play the raid for the raid loot, but they will also play the raids to complete their dailies and weeklies. I'll give you all an example of how missions can be set up. The daily mission will have 3 challenges. Make 1 challenge for the amount of damage you do, make 1 challenge by completing the raid at a certain time, and make 1 challenge by completing a raid with a certain Loomian. I will give you all a baseline on how a mission system could be built into this mechanic. Prato. The daily and weekly missions will add so much to the game, but these missions need to have solid rewards. Make some of the daily missions give shards, and make the weekly missions give boost tokens. They are way better prizes than the raid loot, and will give more players a reason to play these raids. That's why I think a mission system for your raids would be an amazingly great idea. These are 5 ways for Llama Train Studios to improve on their raid system. I am really excited about the future of Loomian Legacy because this new feature, if used to its fullest potential, could really help the game. I absolutely love this new raid system, and I hope Llama Train Studios adds onto it for the future. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If there is something I missed in the video, tell me in the comments below. That's the end of the video, and I will see y'all all later. Bye-bye!